On Saturday the 18th of July 2026, motorcycle enthusiasts from across Ireland gathered at the home of David and Joan Crawford in Lisburn, Northern Ireland, for their Moto Guzzi Open House at Mandello del Lario. This is inspired by where the famous Moto Guzzi factory is, in Mandello del Lario, Italy. David and Joan open their homes to anyone who shares their passion for Italian motorcycles. David is well known in the motorcycle circles as he is the author of the book Italy and the Ulster, which tells the fascinating story of the Italian manufacturers and legendary riders who raced at the Ulster Grand Prix. Walking into their house is like stepping into an Italian motorcycle museum. Everywhere you look, there's another piece of history. Moto Guzzi, Ducati and MV Agusta memorabilia, photographs, trophies and tributes to legendary riders such as Stanley Woods and Giacomo Agostini. But what really made the day special isn't just the incredible collection, it was the warm welcome from David and Joan and all the family, who made everyone feel right at home while sharing their passion and stories behind these wonderful machines. So let's have a look around. This is Joan's 1960 Moto Guzzi Lodola OHV. Lodola is the Italian for Skylark, and this lightweight single cylinder is one of Moto Guzzi's most successful post-war motorcycles. With its elegant lines and beautiful engineering, it's easy to see why these bikes are still admired more than 60 years later. Now here's something a little special. This is David's 1972 Moto Guzzi V7 Sport. While most enthusiasts will know that the V7 Sport in its famous metallic green, this one is red, a colour seen far less often. With its distinctive V-twin engine and sporting performance, the V7 Sport became one of Moto Guzzi's most celebrated motorcycles and is now highly sought after by collectors. This is David's brother's Eamon's 1956 Moto Guzzi Giletto or Cockerel, fitted with 192cc 4-stroke engine. The Giletto was a clever mix of scooter and motorcycle. It had all the convenience of a scooter, but its larger wheels gave it the stability and steering of a proper motorcycle, making it well ahead of its time. This is David's 1954 Moto Guzzi 500cc Falcone. The Falcone means falcon, and this big single-cylinder machine became famous for a smooth, dependable engine and effortless long-distance cruising. It was a favourite for touring riders, police forces and military units alike, earning a reputation as one of the finest large single-cylinder motorcycles ever built. Just look at the engineering on the rear of this Falcone. The large full-width drum brake, the beautiful shaped alloy brake arm and the exposed chain drive all have a purpose. Functionality, look. It's a design that reflects the quality of Moto Guzzi's engineering in the 1950s, with every component was built to do a job and built to last. This is David's 1940 Moto Guzzi GTV 500cc. What's remarkable is that it's first registered right in the middle of the Second World War. At a time when much of Europe was consumed by conflict, Moto Guzzi was still producing beautiful engineered motorcycles like this. Today, it's not only a fine example of Italian engineering, but also a fascinating piece of wartime history. This is Eamon's 1930 Moto Guzzi Sport 14, powered by a 500cc single-cylinder engine, introducing the golden age of vintage motorcycling. The Sport 14 helped establish Moto Guzzi's reputation for building motorcycles that were both reliable and capable over long distances. Nearly a century later, it's still an elegant reminder of the company's early engineering excellence. One of the features that immediately stands out is the girder front forks. With its exposed springs and beautiful engineering linkage. Before telescopic forks became the norm, this was one of the best suspension designs available. helping riders tackle the rough roads of the 1930s with a little more control and comfort. Just look at the exposed pushrod and valve gear. In the 1930s, motorcycle engineering was proudly on display, making these early Moto Guzzis as fascinating mechanically as they are visually. This 1934 Moto Guzzi Sport 15, another 500cc single cylinder, but one with an important place in the company's history. It was the first Moto Guzzi to feature the now familiar saddle tank, replacing the earlier flat tank design and giving the bike a more modern look that would influence motorcycles for years to come. Dating from 1928, this is David's Moto Guzzi Tipo Sport 500cc, finished in the iconic Moto Guzzi racing green. It represents the company's early sporting heritage, a period when Moto Guzzi was becoming one of Europe's leading names in motorcycle racing. This little machine is something you don't see every day. It's a 1950s Bond mini bike with just 338 miles on the clock. So what you're looking at is a wonderfully original example. Only about 750 were ever produced between 1950 and 1953. They were fitted with a 90cc Villiers or a 125cc Jap two-stroke engine. This is a 1966 Mobi Imperiale 125cc, built by Motobi, a company closely linked with Tubinelli. The Imperiale was a lightweight four-stroke designed to provide economical and dependable transport. Elegant Italian styling and simple engineering made it a popular choice in its day, but today it's a charming reminder of Italy's post-war motorcycle industry. This is a 1964 Mobi 48cc Sport, a lightweight Italian motorcycle that packed plenty of style into a small package. It offered an affordable way for riders to enjoy the freedom of two wheels. Yet another Motobi, this time a Catria 175cc. This beautiful restored machine has also been race prepared, combining classic Italian styling with upgrades to get the very best performance from a lightweight single-cylinder engine. Now this really is a showstopper. An MV Agusta 750 Sport, one of Italy's most iconic superbikes. Even more special is this photograph of Joan and MotoGP legend Giacomo Agostini standing alongside this very motorcycle. A wonderful piece of history linking one of the greatest riders of all time with an equally legendary machine. This is the magnificent MV Agusta Monza, powered by a glorious four-cylinder engine. Produced in very limited numbers, it was one of the last and most refined motorcycles to leave MV Agusta factory before motorcycling production came to an end. Beautiful to look at and with a soundtrack to match, it's easy to see why the Monza is so highly prized today. This is a 1978 MV Agusta 125 Sport, proving that you don't need to have a big engine to turn heads. Built during the final chapter of MV Agusta's motorcycle production, it still carries the style, quality and racing heritage that made the marquee famous around the world. This beautiful 1975 Ducati 750 Sport is one of the motorcycles that helped establish Ducati's reputation for building fast, stylish, sporting motorcycles. With its distinctive V-twin engine and unmistakable Italian character, it's a true classic that still excites enthusiasts even 50 years on. This is a 1984 Ducati 600 SL Pantah, a motorcycle that marked a new era in Ducati. Its belt-driven V-twin engine laid the foundation for generations of Ducati sports bikes that followed, making the Pantah one of the company's most influential models. And if two wheels ain't enough, here's something a little different. It's a 1939 DKW two-stroke car, built in Germany by DKW, one of the four companies that formed Auto Union, the forerunner of today's Audi. It's a wonderful survivor. Let's have a look inside and have a look at this remarkable two-stroke engine. And to keep that German thing going, here's a 1974 MZ TS250. Built in East Germany, the TS250 earned a reputation for being simple, rugged and incredibly reliable. It may not have had the glamour of the Italian machines, but these practical two-strokes became favourites with riders across Eastern Europe and beyond. I almost left out these two little Moto Guzzis. The first is this 73cc Cardellino, which means goldfish, a lightweight motorcycle that introduced many riders to the Moto Guzzi name. Small, economical and beautifully styled. It's a reminder that not every classic needs to have a big engine to have plenty of charm. Rounding off these smaller Moto Guzzis is this 1957 Moto Guzzi 175cc Lodola OHC, with its advanced overhead camshaft engine. It shows that Moto Guzzi was bringing race-inspired engineering to everyday road bikes, wrapped up in unmistakable Italian style. I'd like to finish with a huge thank you to Joan and David for a wonderful day. They've built an incredible collection of Italian motorcycles and memorabilia, and by opening their home to enthusiasts, they've helped raise valuable funds for the Northern Ireland Hospice to the generosity of everyone who attended. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.